Listen, it's super important, like super important to have a routine of things that you can put down that's going to help you be productive in your everyday life and that's going to move you towards your goals. You know, the main reason I'm starting this channel is because I want people to see what this journey looked like in the beginning. Like, especially for me, like I'm at the beginning of my journey with this. And, over these last couple months, I had to really focus on, working on myself, working on my relationship with God, working on my faith. And, again, this is the beginning of this. Like, I want y'all to see what this journey look like from the beginning to wherever it lead or wherever it take me. Along the way, my goal is to, if I can impact one life, or whether it's 5 or 10, 50, 100, like whatever it is, my main goal is to just add value and get people to understand that, like you can get through these kind of struggles, you know, and I'm sharing along the way what helps me. And hopefully, if you can relate to that and it can assist you or add value to your life in some way, then my whole goal for creating this channel is fulfilled. And that's what it's about for me. When I was younger, I was fortunate to meet some pretty successful individuals. And the main thing I learned at that time, like the biggest takeaway for me, was the power of personal development. Reading good books, listening to audios, seminars, different things like that. In today's society, it's so many ways to be distracted. And that was my main problem. I ain't gonna lie, like I'm one of those people who, if I'm not like tapped in and focused and have a routine of things that I can actively go to, that I can actively continue to do every single day, that's gonna move me toward my goal, then I'm finding myself in situations that's counterproductive to my success. And I know somebody can relate to that. I if you're not doing that, like again, it's too easy to get distracted. So, and more importantly, let me like dive deeper in that because I've been in the sales industry and the network marketing industry pretty much my entire adult career. And so I talk to a lot of people. I have conversations with a lot of different people. And one thing I really noticed, if I'm sitting down with you right now, we sitting together, and I ask you like, what's something you super passionate about? What's one of your main goals in life? If you don't have an answer for that question, and you would be surprised how many people don't, I highly suggest that you sit down with yourself and really think about that. Like it's crazy the amount of people I talk to, and it's like people don't have true goals. People don't even know what they're internally passionate about. And life will do that to you. It's not hard to wake up or, like when I wake up, I can look at my phone. It's 1,000 different ways to be distracted. Like I don't gotta look for that. It's right there. Or, from society, like the culture, just there's so many different ways that can just get you off your deem, have you thinking about things that aren't gonna do you any good in the short or the long run. You know, as individuals, we gotta be active and adamant about understanding that we gotta put good information into our heads. Your output is gonna be your input. And if you're not controlling your input, then you're not in control of what's coming out. So most people don't even understand that concept first. Like, have like figure that out, like I highly encourage that, and it's not necessarily like it's a bad thing. It's just sometimes, we get away from our true purpose, our true fulfillment because we aren't aware that we're going in another direction by default. You got to take control of that. So again, have those goals, set those goals, and figure that out for yourself. Um, for me, like I like working out. If when I start my day, if I get a good workout in, I get my gratitudes wrote down. I read a chapter of a good book. I pray. I read my Bible, and my day is 9 times out of 10 gonna go way more productive than it would have had I not done those things. you know. And that's why I was even saying, getting back to that routine. And if you don't got a routine, just you know what I mean, write some things down that you know helps you. We all got those things that we know aren't good for us. And I mean, there are things that are good for us and productive for our overall success in life, you know. And listen, I ain't gonna lie. I'm fortunate because I did learn this at an early age. For me, it was like it was a lot about association because I got a big heart. Like if you know me, I love people. Like I give you the shirt off my back. Like if I care about you, but I found myself in so many different situations where I'm pouring into other individuals more than they're pouring into me. And God continued to make me learn that lesson, go through that over and over and over and over until finally it was just like, listen, like even though I got a big heart, like I gotta have a big heart for myself first. You know, if you not hanging around like-minded individuals, if you not around people who mean you well or even mean themselves well, by default, they dimming your light, like you getting your energy drained. And that's counterproductive to your success, like by default, without even realizing it. And that's why, like, it's so important. Like, I had to learn this for myself mainly. Like I can't tell you how many times to where, I was I mean, in circles of individuals or just around people, who didn't have goals. That didn't align with me internally in my spirit. Like, so it was always going to be a negative experience because my true passion, where I'm headed in life, the things, and this ain't to say I'm better than nobody. Like, I'm not better than nobody. I'm not perfect. Like, I make mistakes all the time, but I was smart enough to be aware that I had to make changes. And that's the biggest aspect of it. Like that self-awareness to hold yourself responsible for your actions and to be, mentally understanding that you have to actively take control of that. You know, that goes back to the programming. Why do it's crazy like how many people really just running around acting the same. Like in our society today, like snaking people, getting over on people, finessing people, like that kind of thing is glorified. And it's crazy to me because I'm sure there was a time where that wasn't the case. It's hard to find loyal, honorable, truthful, just general good people anymore. Most people is living a lifestyle that's counterproductive to their true purpose without even realizing it. Most people just like on autopilot, and I can speak like I'm speaking for myself. There were times in my life to where I would just look up and I'm like, man, things just aren't going the way I planned for them to go. Things aren't going how I know they can go. And that was by my own choices. When people, of course, you can be like, oh, well, this person did this and this person did that. Okay, cool. It gets to a point where you got to look inward like, okay, I got to focus on myself. I can't be worried about what X, Y, and Z is doing. Like, none of that stuff matters. At the end of the day, we are all responsible for ourselves. When I wake up in the morning, the things that I'm doing aren't going to affect, you know, anybody else but myself. Now, I'm not saying to like obviously the things you do can have an effect on other people, like the people you're responsible for, things like that. And I'm not talking about that, but I'm just saying in general, like we're all responsible for ourselves. We have to control what we can control, and that's our output, what we're putting into ourselves, the decisions that we're making, how we respond to situations. That's what I was saying more or less when I said that. And for me, like that was so difficult. I'm not gonna lie, because like I said, like I love people, like I love family, but it don't matter. Like if the people you're around are counterproductive to your success, like you have to stay away from them. You know, and that's just a golden rule. So again, get back to having a routine. Like I said in the beginning, if you don't know what you're truly passionate about, the world will find something for you to be passionate about. Offer it. So remember that more than anything. You got to actively be mindful of what you're putting in so you get the desired output. And, that's the main thing. So I'm gonna leave y'all with that. Again, just be blessed. Be mindful of, having a routine and actively sticking to that. For me personally, like that's one of the biggest things that's, helped me in my journey, that's continuing to help me. And again, I wanted y'all to see this from the beginning. Like, this is the raw, uncut, no filter version of all of this. Like, I'm not sugarcoating nothing. When I speak, I'm like literally speaking to myself and everybody that can relate. Because Lord knows I ain't perfect. I done made a lot of mistakes in my life. But, having that acknowledgement, that self acknowledgement, that self awareness to know, like, all right, I got to make some changes or my life is going to continue to be the same as it was. That's what I want y'all to see. And I want y'all to understand that, if you're going through something similar, you can overcome all of that stuff too. So if this relate, comment, let me know. Like, I want to know, and I want to be of value to everybody that I can impact in a positive way. That's my goal for this. So, y'all be blessed. I'm praying, sending positive energy everybody's way. And until the next video, in a minute, y'all.